Hold on. Oh. Well, I don't know if anybody's ever going to join, but we haven't had a show in a while, so
okay.
I thought that I might as well just... So Larry made this pie for us. Mixed berries. So where did you get the berries from?
The supermarket. I guess I got them at
just the store. Is it just what kind of berries are they?
There are blackberries, raspberries, and strawberries.
Have you ever made this pie before?
No, I have not.
You haven't. So, oh gosh, we have somebody on here. So yeah, we're just having some pie today. That's it.
That's the entire show.
That's the entire show. It's just eating. So this whipped cream. Can you tell me a little bit more about the whipped cream?
The whipped cream comes in a container, but it's
okay,
it's the actual dairy whipped cream. It's not
dairy, so it's not the Miracle Whip.
It's not. Now, Miracle Whip is mayonnaise, but no, it's not non-dairy. It's dairy. I should have put Miracle Whip on it.
I wouldn't have known it. It's a mayonnaise right here. I would have no idea.
Serve this with mayonnaise. I would see how far you could stay polite. Yeah, it's delicious.
Yeah. It's a Jewish tradition. What's wrong with you? So the crust. I know that's always a big question. Did you make your own crust?
How many people are watching?
Oh, just one.
I did indeed get a packaged crust, but I cooked the berries and everything myself.
Oh, very good.
And I sliced them and washed them. And
well, I'm glad that they don't have COVID all over it.
No, these were actual berries that you cook and wash and mix with.
Now, was there added sugar or like what?
There's a little sugar. There's tapioca to make it stick together. Mm-hmm. There's some almond flavoring.
Cyanide?
A little cyanide, a little hemlock. There's a little almond flavoring that gives it a bit of a kick.
Yeah, I taste all of those things, and I also taste the date rape that you put in here. It's pretty good.
What's that date rape drug called?
I forget. There's an acronym, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember what it was.
Roofies.
That sounds like a good name for a bar, doesn't it?
I should get a prescription for that.
if I was just driving to a city I've never been before, and I just look in the corner and the bar is just called Roofies, I would just not think twice. I'd be like, oh, look, it's a local bar.
It's just slightly too rough to use in The Simpsons, but they might do it in Family Guy.
Or they've just mispronounced the entire episode. Have you been to Ruffies?
Yeah.
No, I think it's pronounced something else.
Yeah.
Oh gosh. Let's see. Well, what else happened this week? Yeah, we can just do like a regular sort of. Why not?
I'm gonna come in.
I know. I brought nothing this time.
That's right.
So we have to.
You have no equipment.
It's been a couple weeks since we did one of these things, and so,
this is pretty good.
It's not bad. It's not bad. My actual podcast, I kind of put on ice for a bit too.
How come? Because it takes you 400 hours to do.
So long. I finally got back to it today, but I just did not work on it for almost 2 weeks.
It's only one a week.
Well, a lot of people I think are finally going into, it's called Sturgeon's Law. And Sturgeon's Law is basically you're going to take whatever amount of time you have, you will take the maximum amount.
Oh, it's the work expands to fill the time.
Yeah, that's the thing, right? If I give you like 6 months to do something, and I think that just for a lot of people, they're in this position now where they think that there is like this ever time expanse for them to do stuff.
Oh, there.
And
2021 is the next time you have to be somewhere.
Yeah, it's not just. I felt that for a while, and I've been fighting it for a while, but I think this is more sort of universal now. And people just sort of feel like, oh, well, I guess that was my week. And the week just seems so worthless. It's lost value almost. Because it doesn't have the structure.
It doesn't matter whether it's Monday or Thursday or...
Yeah, it just doesn't. Nobody seems to care.
I vacuum on Friday mornings, so it's...
I was at the point maybe early on in this where, people would say nobody seems to care, but, they weren't super serious about it. But now I think it's super genuine. Nobody does care anymore.
Nobody does care. And if we get locked down again...
Mm-hmm.
We won't even know what the weekends are.
Yeah, this goes back to one of the sort of strange things thoughts I always have. Whenever I do something with my garden, or with the squirrels or the birds or anything like that, usually what happens is I do that in the morning before I go to work. And then I often have to remind myself, oh yeah, they also do this on Saturday. like in my head I think, oh, the birds take the weekend off.
There's been more than one movie I've seen where people go to there's one famous movie, I can't remember what it is.
Keep talking, I'm going to get some water.
It'll come to me where they break into the police station to get something, and they do it after hours or like on a weekend because they know, everyone's gone home for the day at the police station. So I don't think that's, the birds might have the same thing. I wonder what dogs think, that there's a weekend, you're gone most of the time and now you're here.
I think that dogs, cats, they understand the pattern.
Oh, they do get the pattern.
I wouldn't be unsurprised if basically all complex creatures understand that humans do stuff differently on some days than they do.
But then there's a holiday, and then there's they also sense when people are sick, so I guess if you're sick, they would sense that too. If you were homesick from work or school, they would sense that's...
So last week I had my caterpillar problem.
Oh yes, how did that work out?
Well...
With the caterpillar.
Right. Oh wow, I mean they really did a number on my garden. They really just munched everything.
Yeah.
That basil that we bought like 2 weeks ago, right? And it was just disappeared. And then a plant that I had for a long time, it's just starting to die. And then I looked down and I saw all these stems coming out. They ate all the clover, all the weeds. Wow. They really did a number. So, like that book, The Very Hungry Caterpillar, is based on reality.
So is the caterpillar poison working?
Nima oil
or something?
We'll get there. So the one thing that I use tweezers to pull them off the stems and throw them into the bags where the leaves were.
Yeah.
For my garden rummage, and they were hard to pull off, and then I realized it's because basically what I have is a mechanical beak, and they're designed to not be taken off by birds. So I realized, okay, this is probably the worst thing, but I'm stronger than a bird, so I can do it.
And you can also, you have a grip on the ground. You don't have to.
Yeah. And then it threw them into a paper bag full of leaves, thinking, oh, they'll find some food here. But then I came back after an hour, and they were starting to crawl up the side of the bag. And I was like, they obviously don't like these leaves. And after I did some more research, I found that they have a very good sense of smell, and that they have strong preferences. So I was like, gosh, this is no good.
So meaning that they won't eat leaves that have already been picked?
No, they have preferences.
Oh.
So, if they smell something that they like, they're not going to. Like, if that was the only thing available and can smell anything, then they'll eat those leaves.
Oh, but there's something better outside the bag.
Exactly.
Oh, okay.
Right. Yeah, it's like how you have those crummy crackers in there for 10 years, right?
Yeah.
Because there's always something better to eat. It's not like you are.
So they're at a food court and they're not going to eat at the Sbarro when there's a Panda Express right there.
Yeah. It's the same reason you haven't gone to that close restaurant by yourself. That was the right joke. And so what I ended up doing was this neem oil, this natural thing. I was thinking it was going to be like Raid. And with Raid, you can have a flying insect and you spray this and then it just drop right out of the sky, right to the ground, right away.
Oh, that's what I put on the pie. Raid. I couldn't remember the name of it. Yeah, okay.
And so I was expecting the neem oil to be like this on the insects.
Yeah.
Or on the caterpillars. And it didn't, I sprayed them, and then they kept on walking, like I just gave them like a refreshing bath. Mm-hmm. I was like, well, what's going on here? Like, this stuff doesn't work. That's slugs too. Mm-hmm. And I was like, well, let me check it, let me make sure. So then I took a bowl with a seal on it so they wouldn't be able to crawl out.
Yeah.
And instead of one, I put just caterpillar. And instead of another one, I put a caterpillar and I sprayed the bottom, the neem oil, right? I put a seal on it. And then went in for the evening and came back the next day. And the one without the seal, the caterpillar was fine. It was moving around. The other one, it's like it had disintegrated.
Oh, it did
You know, yeah. I think like it breaks down their chemistry.
It might be like that roach powder that what happens is when they ingest it, it bubbles in their little stomachs and makes them...
It looks like a very painful death, but
Well,
I don't care. If you're going to eat my flowers, then death to
you
you.
should have kept off the basil if they...
Yeah, seriously. Like, yeah, but they're just much like mint. Like it doesn't matter. They're just going after everything.
They may need to ingest it before it kills them. Maybe that's what takes so long. And most insects clean themselves like cats do. They lick themselves.
Right.
And so maybe it takes a little while because they have to ingest it.
Maybe. And so, I didn't spray tonight. I didn't do that. So basically, what I did was the first night and then I looked for all of them and peeled them off, and then I sprayed the oil nightly because of the eggs and stuff like that.
Yeah.
And I've been doing that all week. And that new basil plant that I bought last week, doesn't. All the leaves are there. Nothing's been eaten.
Nobody's eating anything.
Nothing's eaten.
Good.
So it's good. But I didn't spray this evening, although I will go.
But it should 6 days in a row should.
I don't know. I don't know what the incubation period is for the eggs or whatever, right? Also, it made me realize how much.
But it still has neem oil on the basil.
Sure.
Yeah.
But you can never get enough poison.
Oh. Okay.
It made me realize just how advantageous eggs are actually, as opposed to live birth, because if with live birth, like you'll eat the mother and the child, but with eggs, you'll eat the mother and then the eggs are just off distance somewhere.
Right, and the predator eats, and if the offspring aren't born yet, they'll be there with no one around. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
And so, if you think about it, like biologically speaking, eggs are much more effort than live birth. And so the question is, why do all of these creatures lay eggs? And I guess that's why, because
they can leave them and go?
Yeah, they can hide them.
Well, I guess insects don't need nurturing. It's not like a mammal or a bird where they have to be trained or fed or something.
I don't think there's like potty training in public school for
but I don't even think there's feeding. I don't even think a mother bird feeds her young, but I don't think an insect feeds her young.
Well, the insect feeds on her young. That's.
Oh, if they have eggs,
something I've seen. Oh, and also so I also found the name of these caterpillars. I think that they're called cabbage loopers.
Oh,
and they're named like that because they only have this long body and they only have legs on like up near the head and down near the other end. And so they scrunch together like this. And then they make this loop thing in order to move, like some kind of Jim Henson puppet. Right. Yeah. They go whoop, 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 whoop. And so that's a loop thing. And they would turn into this really ugly moth. And so it's not like I don't feel bad, right? Like
no, this is the food chain.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, but if they turn into like a rare butterfly, then I feel bad about this. Yeah. But they go from
eating your basil to eating your sweaters. You don't need that. Yeah.
They go from a crawling nuisance to a flying nuisance. I mean, it's not that. We're not talking a huge thing. And then their cocoons look like something out of an Alien movie. Like I saw it didn't even look nice. It's just like covered in this like disgusting web. It's just gross. So there's nothing pleasant about this creature.
Good.
So yeah,
douse them in oil and
just put the neem oil.
Get on with it. Have you been able to use any of the basil?
I used it twice.
Yeah. How is it? Did it have a different taste because of the?
Well, you can wash it off.
Insecticide.
You can wash it off. And it's not harmful to people. Okay. But no, I guess what I'll eventually do is make some kind of pesto.
Oh.
Right? But I'm going through a homemade egg salad that I made, which I'm not so sure that I don't know. So I started with eggs and I just boiled them. Then I did some celery. No, maybe I don't know. I don't remember what I bought.
I don't remember, but yeah.
And then
Sell
I
it
did. Oh
with
no, I
lemons
bought
and
it at
mayonnaise.
the co-op.
Yeah.
And then I did vegan A's, and then I did Dijon mustard.
Oh, with mustard.
And then what would be really nice in there would be chives, but I don't put them in there.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good mix. But I think that one of the things is that
Use parsley sometimes. You use
parsley would be
or-
good. But I'm also using the leaves of the celery, which actually are effective. The other thing is that I just used. I think that what you should probably do is have some type of coarse grinder or some type, or just do a manual. But I didn't. I put it in basically, like I got a coffee grinder I don't use. And I said, I just you put it in there and just grind it. And so now you've got this really sort of like a
for
paste.
the basil or the basil?
No, for the egg salad.
For the eggs, you put the eggs in a grinder,
Well, I put all the ingredients in a grinder.
including the eggs.
Uh-huh.
You just chop the eggs with a knife.
I could,
Yeah.
but I
Or don't you have one of those things that slice eggs?
no, I don't have an egg slicer. Well,
I'm
I know
gonna show you what one looks
I know
like.
what they look
I
like.
used to, yeah.
I know. I'm 38 years old. I can do this.
Yeah, but pavilions.
Yeah, it's true. But what
Or
I'm
the
saying,
99 cents store.
but what I'm saying is, the finely chopped, right? Like there's tools in order to
Yeah.
I don't know. It's just like sort of corkscrew thing that you. I've seen them on.
Oh yeah, yeah.
Yeah,
on late
it's-
night TV.
Yeah. If you're going out, you can get two for the. How much would you pay?
But my mother had one of those things. It was like this, and you chop it down. And she used it once, and she said, it takes the time it saves from not using a knife. It takes 10 times that much to clean it. So it seemed like a good idea at the time, but then it's 45 minutes to clean it when it's an extra minute if you do it with a sharp knife.
Yeah, I just put all the ingredients inside food processor basically, which is I don't know. I think that it actually tastes better if it's just finely chopped,
Yeah.
as opposed to being this continuous sort of.
You don't want to cream.
Yeah, I don't want to cream it.
Yeah.
Yeah, but
or puree.
it's a puree. Yeah. Which is probably not what I want to do in the next round. But there's still plenty of eggs and plenty of celery, so this is going to be,
Eggs are on sale at pavilions. I just bought some.
Well, I mean,
I'm lousy with eggs.
I only used. What do you mean you're lousy with eggs?
I'm lousy with eggs. That's how many I got. No, I have 2 dozen eggs because they're 99 cents a dozen.
Oh yeah, but what do you usually do with them?
I make egg salad.
Oh really? Are you serious?
Often. I have, when eggs are on sale, it's a good time to make egg salad. When eggs and celery are on sale, even better. Mm-hmm. I usually add little onions. I use real mayonnaise.
Yeah.
Salt and pepper, and sometimes a little paprika. Sometimes a little lemon, mustard.
Lemon would be nice. Yeah, a lot of the recipes did call for onion.
Yeah,
but
they don't. It doesn't without the mustard or the onion or the paprika. You want to give it you don't have that little kick.
The Dijon really does add.
Yeah.
I think so. Paprika might be a good add.
But
I didn't even think about the paprika.
I also have eggs for breakfast sometimes.
Yeah. Do you do without
And I use
yolk?
eggs for baking. No, I don't.
No.
Eggs for baking.
Yeah.
I made a delicious lemon meringue pie.
Is the yolk really that bad? Do you know what the?
I don't think so. And even if it is, it's just this little bit. Funny thing about eggs and lemon meringue pie.
Mm-hmm.
So the color we think of for lemon is yellow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But lemon juice, in lemon meringue pie, you're using lemon juice, which is really clear. It's not yellow.
Right.
And you're using lemon zest, which is a better flavor than even the juice, which is just a little bit of yellow flakes.
Right.
And yet, lemon meringue pie, even organic, natural lemon meringue
Super
pie, is
yellow.
yellow.
Right.
The reason is because you separate the yolks from the whites. And the yolks get mixed in with the juice and the sugar and the lemon zest to make the custard, the lemon custard. And that's what's yellow is the yolk. And the whites of the eggs are used to make the meringue.
Because it foams, right?
It foams and then it hardens
Right.
when
Yeah.
it
Right.
bakes.
Right.
Yeah, so the yellow in lemon meringue pie is egg yolk. It's not lemon. It happens to taste like lemon, but lemon isn't its natural color.
Yeah.
Just a coincidence.
I mean, isn't lemon meringue pie the classic sort of pie face?
That would be probably banana cream.
Banana cream.
Yeah, never chocolate because that's looks terrible. But banana cream. But most of them in the Stooges, as a Stooge aficionado, I would bet that's just whipped cream. The whole thing is whipped cream.
Well, yeah.
Maybe on a crust.
Yeah.
But sometimes not even a crust because the pan stays instead.
Is that when it started? I mean,
I think that was probably in silent movies, probably maybe even Chaplin. I don't think the Stooges perfected the pie fight, but I think that they started. It must have started in silent movies.
Chaplin, there's this one where he is like gets into a fight with a man over a hat, and basically his hat is by the string, so that he doesn't lose it if he takes it off.
Oh.
And somehow the strings get caught up, and then they end up, beating each other up. But earlier it's like on the waterfront or on the beach or something. Earlier in that one, he does like a 1 minute eat a banana, drop the deal, and I think.
That might be the first banana peel slip, unless they were in some animated things. Unless they used to do it in vaudeville, but I don't think you could see from the
1914 or so.
I don't think from the audience you could see a banana peel enough to. You could see a pie fight, but that's hard to choreograph and get right in front of an audience. Then you have to clean all the clothes.
Well, no, the banana
show.
peel is easy though, because you introduce the banana.
But you can't get it to fall right. And you can't get in the balcony, you can't quite see it. I think it probably was done on film for the first time, banana peels. Maybe that was it. Maybe that Chaplin movie was the first one.
I mean, it's weird because I don't really associate. I mean, when you were a kid, you tried this.
Yeah, you can't slide on a banana.
No, they're not very slippery.
It's strictly for the movies.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I've never successfully
No,
done
you
it.
cannot slide on a banana. It makes a mess and it breaks.
In fact,
we've all tried it. Yeah.
Once my brakes were failing, so I put banana peels in there so I could
slide around.
so I could come to a complete stop. All right. So let's see what else is going on. I'm going to get back to my regular podcast. I think soon. I don't know. Like it's more eBay sales, not a lot. I'm just kind of disappearing. I think I sold maybe $200 this week. And not a lot.
You haven't hit 4,000 yet.
No. I just haven't been posting a lot. Yeah.
You've been too busy in that closet with the recording, doing your podcast.
I guess that's the other thing is I end up buying stuff, and that's the thing that I want to avoid.
Crap. You're trying to get rid of crap, and you have more.
Yeah. I don't know. I mean, it's just different kind of crap, right? So, who knows? But yeah, we should probably get back to like real sort of content eventually.
We're getting a corona break. Now that I've shaved and I look pretty for the camera, got a haircut.
I know, it's better.
We should do one.
And all the places are closed again.
Yeah, I know. I'm lucky I found that window. But they can cut your hair outside in a tent now.
Oh, do they have them set up?
My guy doesn't, but he might. They don't have a very big parking lot, but they also weren't having a lot of customers. I thought there'd be a line, and I called them. He said, "Come by anytime." I was the only one there. People were still scared to go, despite them being open. People were scared to go to the gym. I went to the gym. When in the week it was open, 6 people. One day there were 20. It's a giant gym. There were 20, and they were taking. Half the gym was closed because there were no classes, there were no trainers.
Right.
Anything wet was closed. No showers, no sauna, no pool, no jacuzzi. And they were taking. You had to schedule yourself 150 for each hour slot, and so if they thought 150 wouldn't be crowded, I think it would have been. But if 150 wouldn't be crowded. There's 6 people there. So it certainly wasn't crowded. So I felt safe. Everyone was wearing a mask, had gloves, were wiping everything down. Then one day there might have been 20, 25 at the peak, and then they closed again.
I think that maybe part of it is that you break people's patterns enough, and they start developing new ones.
Yeah, they didn't. People were scared to go back.
Well, no,
they had other things to do.
It's what I just said.
Yeah,
It's not about being scared. It's what I just said. Is that they'll start developing new patterns, and so whether their new pattern is to not do exercise or to do exercise by jogging or some TV show.
It throws off your whole routine, because I would get up and I would get there at 7:30 or 8 in the morning, and then I'd be work out, shower, and come home and be ready to do other work at 9 a.m.
Mm-hmm.
And now that I don't have that, sometimes it throws off how I'm starting my day, and I can't start working at 7:30, but I'm up at 7, and...
Well, I think that's one of the things that this public space did, is that it helped regulate all of these.
I also got to talk to people, because I'm usually working alone, so I had to have conversations.
Right, and I would assume that you'd see the same people.
Yeah, absolutely.
Well, it was it's the same thing with my martial arts classes. How they would be at 6:30 and 7:30. Well, it's even more strict.
Yeah.
Because if you're not there, then you don't practice. You know what I mean.
You're not just dropping by to work out.
Right. Yeah. It's a scheduled time.
Yeah.
And so that means that I'm leaving the office at a certain time in order to show up. And it basically it puts a pin at the end of the day, right? And that's no.
Yeah.
And so everything's just free floating. Right?
So there are days. I'm sure I'm not the only one that have days where I don't even get dressed. Plenty of people that probably go for days where they wake up in whatever clothes they're sleeping in, go through their day, don't unlock the door. The day is over.
I've been changing my underwear since March.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that's de rigueur for you.
I didn't even tell you what year. What was I going to say about this?
Well, because you can't get to the laundromat, so just
the laundromat's reopened. The one that was closed. Yeah, it's reopened. The thing I was going to say about this with the is that a few days ago, I've been trying to fix my sleep schedule and get up at a reasonable hour, because it was really frustrating. I would go to bed around midnight, to bed.
Yeah.
But then for whatever reason, I wouldn't be able to spin down and sleep until sunrise.
Oh well, yeah.
And it was there multiple nights, and
So you just lay in bed staring at the ceiling?
Well, I mean...
Because I think the advice most people get is to not try to force yourself to start reading or turn on
that's what I do. That's what I do.
And if you fall asleep, you fall asleep, and if you don't, you don't.
No, that's what I do.
Yeah.
But I think that I need to have... those hours don't count, if you will.
Yeah. Right?
So there was times where basically I would be... getting up at 1 o'clock in the afternoon or 2 o'clock and being in bed at midnight, and that really killed the day.
Yeah,
right? They just disappeared.
Because you had 8 hours where you weren't sleeping, but you were in bed.
Right, and then I'm what happened to the entire day? Well, that's what happened to it. But something happened this week, and I think it was maybe Wednesday or Thursday. I had successfully gone to sleep at 11 or midnight or whatever. And then I woke up around 8 o'clock in the morning, and I got up. I took a shower. My breakfast is usually a parfait these days, so I'll take some granola, some yogurt, some cinnamon, some ginger, and I'll mix that in, maybe maple syrup. And I did that, and I take some multivitamins, and I did all of that. And then actually, you know what? I just want to lay down again.
Oh, really?
And I just went right back to sleep another 6 hours.
I kind of don't ever do that. I force myself to stay awake. I also never turn on, even now where we're locked in, I never turn on the TV during the day. I've never watched daytime TV. I've never seen an episode of Judge Judy. I don't watch the Today Show. I don't watch Good Morning America. Although I've seen a couple of episodes of Good Morning America, and I can't believe that's allowed to be on television.
Well, hold on. Why don't you watch daytime television?
because then I won't be constructive. I'll just be sitting here watching TV.
So you regulate that. Okay,
Yeah.
interesting. Okay.
So that I'm not addicted to it. I don't watch any soap operas if they're still on. I don't know.
Mm-hmm.
I have seen some episodes. It's funny that I mentioned Good Morning America, because many years ago I had watched a few episodes of that, and every time I watched, I thought, I can't believe this is on the air. I can't believe there seems to be, it's that cross between journalism and nonsense. And there doesn't seem, where journalism, even if you get it wrong, hopefully something's been fact-checked. Good Morning America is, I don't know if it's the news department or not, I think it's the entertainment but news department. If you're watching ABC News and they're reporting something, hopefully someone's researched it, someone's fact-checked it. There's none of that going on in Good Morning America, the Today Show. It's 4 hours of helpful hacks for moms on the go without testing any of these things at all. And the first one that I noticed was how to make what they were calling fun snacks for the kids, for after-school snacks. Prepare ahead because you're a mom on the go. Mm-hmm. And one of them was baked potatoes, which is you'd already question how that is a fun snack. I don't know, but I suppose kids like potatoes. And this woman...
Was this like 1820 or
No. This woman who was professing to be an expert. They have endless late 30s, 40-ish women. They were in some magazine and come on and say, I'm going to tell you everything about how to clean your house, and they don't know their ass from a hole in the ground. And so this woman had fun snacks for after-school kids. And they told mom, who's on the go, to take like 6 or 8 potatoes and microwave them in advance so that they're done. And when you hear the bus pull up, I suppose, you pop it back in the oven and reheat it. And my first thought on that was, this isn't even the worst one, but my first thought on it was, let's see, it takes 4 minutes to microwave a potato, and so what, it takes 3 to reheat it?
No, not even. It takes like 10 minutes to warm up the oven.
No, microwave.
Okay.
Microwave. So it takes 4 minutes to microwave a baked potato, 6 minutes. And I thought it'd take 2 minutes to reheat it. But it turns out I decided to test this, once you cook something, you have to refrigerate it. So a potato can sit in a cabinet or on a shelf or the basket.
It's even worse because the temperature's lower.
Well, yes, exactly. So, but once you've cooked that potato, you have to put it in the refrigerator. Mm-hmm. So it turns out it takes 4 minutes to cook a potato and 5 minutes to reheat it. So that was the time savers for mom on the go. And then
-1 minute. Yeah,
it actually takes a minute longer to do that. But then they did
5 minutes longer because you know.
Well, yeah, that's right, because you did it once already and you have to do it again. Mm-hmm. My favorite thing was the dishwasher. This woman, she actually should have been killed, and they should have cut her head off and put it on a stick on the set of Good Morning America after this. So she comes on and she's instructing you how to get your dishes clean. Okay. And she said, do not rinse them before you put them in the dishwasher. Okay. Now, I know with modern dishwashers, you don't have to rinse them. But sometimes people go, I'm not turning on the dishwasher and have this food on there. I'm just going to rinse it and put it in the dishwasher. Yeah. I don't know what your mother did growing up. She probably rinsed them and put them in the dishwasher.
We had the help for that.
Yeah, right. No, 13. I forgot you had 13 in help.
Yeah.
Anyway, so she says don't, because detergents are made to clean this, and if you don't have food on the dish, it's going to damage the plate. And immediately,
the plates are so expensive.
Well, immediately I thought, but what if you had water out of the glass? You don't have to wash it? What if you've only eaten like the pie in the center of the plate? Do you have to take some and wipe it around the outside? What if you made a sandwich for your greasy kid and he's put his hands all over it, even though there's only 2 crumbs here? Do you have to get the plate dirtier? You obviously want to, if you fed your 4-year-old on a plate, you obviously want to wash the plate. Mm-hmm. But what if it looks pretty clean? So is that going to protect it? And then I realized she's making it up. It was very clear that she had just. What about on most plates? Not this one, but the design is on the outside and the inside where the food goes. So there is no way that detergent damages plates in the dishwasher. It's also porcelain or not going to be damaged by. And if it was, people would have known the first time anyone used a dishwasher.
Yeah, of course.
They would know the back of my plate is damaged or the front is pockmarked.
Dishwasher's been over 50 years.
This woman has just made this stuff up. It's the only thing on ABC for her 7-minute segment is her making up a story about how detergent damages your plates. Don't put in there. And as I'm watching this, I thought, how are they not going to black? How are people not? How is the cameraman not jumping out from the camera and tackling her and bringing her to the ground? How are people not cutting away? Let's go to our affiliates for how are they giving this woman 7 minutes for a completely made-up story? Nothing is vetted. It's supposed to be news where you double-check. They've just let this lunatic woman come on and tell you your plates are going to get damaged unless they're dirty before you put them in the dishwasher. And then I said, here's my solution. I'm never watching Good Morning America again. As long as I live.
So I'll tell you, like, effectively what's happened is that since they allowed the lunatic on there, now you're actually talking to somebody about it.
Yeah, but, well, you know what? I researched it online, and people were repeating it as if it was the truth. You can Google search it now, and people will say, according to this expert, do not rinse your dishes because they'll be damaged in the dishwasher. But dishes aren't dirty from top to bottom and back to forward, even if you put them in the dishwasher. Glasses are never dirty. Glasses, you've had something clear in it. They always look clean when you finish.
I have to tell you that our secret term for you amongst my friends is damaged dish case.
Yeah.
You know, that's we always talk to you. We talk about you. There was that man with the damaged dishes, the little
yeah, I know. Well, this is from me dropping it in the sink, not from the dishwasher.
Well, I think you
I got these
A&P.
No, they weren't expensive.
Sears?
But when I first moved here, that would be. My grandmother used to get dishes. I'm sorry I don't have any of this because they were great. My grandmother used to get dishes whenever you'd open a bank account. Apparently in the 50s and 60s,
that's right.
If you don't have a bank account, they give you service for $4. And when she finally moved out of her apartment, my brother and I helped her clean, and her entire closet's filled with like sets of dishes for $4. And my brother was calling people saying, "Do you need some dishes?"
Do they have labels on them from the banks?
I don't remember.
That would be great.
Yeah, I wish I had some now because these that you buy don't last forever. It would have been nice every time you break one to just pull out another set of 4 Bank of America dishes. She had toasters in the cabinet. I guess she just kept opening and closing bank accounts.
And given what banks are these days, it'd be banks you've never even heard of.
Yeah. Yeah, because there's 7 banks now, but at the time there was
Yeah, it's like Western National.
there was a bank called the Bowery Savings Bank, and they changed the name sometime in the 80s. They changed the name to the Apple Bank after not this was before it was before Apple itself, although Apple Records probably existed, but it was because of the Big Apple, New York. And that sounded like a bad place to live, so they changed it to the Apple Bank. And they had this celebration up again. My brother, who at this point was living in my grandmother's apartment since she had moved out on Upper Broadway, and there was like a big party outside to celebrate that they were changing the name. The bank had sponsored a big party, and he called me to tell me there was literal dancing in the street. They had changed the name from the Bowery Savings Bank to the Apple Bank. It's now, of course, went bankrupt, like all banks have.
You should have put on the sailor uniform and looked for girls.
I wish I had dishes that said the Apple Bank or something like that.
Yeah,
that would be,
they probably have these on eBay.
Yeah, I wonder if you could get. I don't know if they had dishes. They were. I never got anything for opening a bank account, including interest. I never got any.
Get some paperwork and
some forms. I get spammed. I get stuff trying to resell. I don't think I ever. I was post that, but you used to get toasters or.
Let me think of. No, I've never gotten.
No,
I don't think I've ever gotten any
I never
gift.
got a calendar. Remember, you hear about they give you a calendar every year. A calendar.
I've never gotten any gift for anything like that.
No, neither have I. But that was popular in the 50s and 60s. And I wish I had saved all those dishes. I'd have had to cart them 3,000 miles to Los Angeles. But I wish I had some of them. These I actually bought. This was within days of arriving in Los Angeles. There used to be a lot more of these. These are the two that are left. And one of them is Chip. And I went to Robinson's May, because this was before there was a Target within 50 miles of here.
Right.
There wasn't a Target.
And it was a true department store.
It was a true department store. And I bought those sale dishes, which were kind of nice. These are kind of nice.
Mm-hmm. No, they are.
I don't have any of the other stuff.
And you've had it for
almost lost one more.
You've had it for 35 years.
Yeah. Well,
So,
what does that say?
it says, made in Nazi Germany.
Yeah.
No,
Oh,
it
they
says,
are my grandmother's.
Signature House, I thought it said Signature Housewives.
Yeah.
But Signature Housewares Incorporated, Carnival, stoneware, oven to table,
Carnival, yes, don't worry.
dishwasher,
Yeah.
microwave safe,
Oh,
Japan.
dishwasher, really. Yeah. Nothing's made in Japan anymore.
I know.
Yeah, they're made in Vietnam. But so I bought a beautiful set of blue dishes, egg mugs and things. I probably bought some silverware with it, or flatware, whatever you want to call it with it. And this is what's left.
Can you imagine? Like, I can't imagine getting some sort of standard stuff like that and saying "Made in Japan" on it. It would just look so weird.
Did it say
wrong
Made in
country?
Japan? Did it literally say Made in Japan? I don't know. Now I think you're kidding.
It just said Japan.
Oh, it is made in Japan. Well, that makes it a quality item. So maybe I underpaid.
It says the last word is Japan.
Japan. Wow.
Yeah.
Carnival is a known low price brand.
Well, on the table that you just picked up off the street.
Yeah.
Oh, something happened today. While I was driving back from the post office, I saw somebody had tossed a small television out, 22 inches.
A flat one or a
Flat.
Oh.
So I put it on Craigslist, and we'll see.
Does it work?
Yes, it works fine.
Because that's the one thing you can't get rid of. It used to be any kind of junk you put out the street. You're allowed to call the city and will come. And
Yeah, but e-waste is different.
But e-waste is different, but they'll take it. If you put out a television on the street and you call the city, in the next couple of days they come and take it away, even if it's e-waste. And I put all kinds of junk, and I've stopped calling the city because someone steals it before the city ever shows up. No matter what it is. I had a broken dishwasher that I replaced, speaking of dishwashers, and I got a new one. I put the old one out on the street, and as I was calling the city, someone was loading it into their car. I thought if it was working, it would still be connected to my plumbing. The only things I couldn't get people to pick up, I had a rusted barbecue I put out there, was televisions. People won't take a used television, especially not the old CRTs. I put one out there with the remote control taped to the van. It still had the instruction booklet. I put a sign that said free and working, and no one took it.
No. This is it on. This is what I picked up.
Oh, so it works?
It's nice.
It's a great TV. You should use it.
I mean,
how big a screen is it?
22.
Oh, that's perfect. It's like you can't use it as a computer screen. It's a real TV with a receiver.
No, that's a computer.
Oh, okay.
That's hooked up to a computer, so you can use this both.
You don't have a use for it.
No, I already have 6 screens in my apartment.
Yeah.
So it's like 2 rooms, and I've got 6.
Of course, you're actually disputing when I said no one will take it because you took it.
Well, I only took it to sell.
Yeah.
I took that to post on Craigslist.
What do you asking for?
I don't remember. I think something like
$20,
20, 25, somewhere around there.
That's about what any of those.
Yeah, and I haven't gotten any. Nobody's contacted me.
Yeah.
I don't care. I can make it 15 or whatever.
People don't need the remote control anymore. You used to need it, but they come with the cable box.
Right.
Cable remote.
There was a remote control associated with it, but I don't have it.
You don't need it.
Don't have it. Right. But a lot of people are moving now.
Yeah.
Like they're
or being evicted.
I think that's part of it. Is that people realize that they can't cover the July rent. Or not only that, but
or maybe they're just dying. They're just dead.
I think that another reason is that the allure of the city is now has dissipated, while the costs are still there.
Yeah.
So why would you want to move to a city? Well, because there's always things to do, and that's no longer the case, right? And then you say, well, because there's work there. Well, that's no longer the case, right?
You could work anywhere now.
Well, and so somebody
nowhere.
So there's a lot of people that I'm actually living with my sister, in whatever Bakersfield or whatever it is, and I can live there for free for a while. There's no reason, and not only that, but the infection rate here is terrible.
Yeah.
So if somebody has an out and has, and they're like, hey, I can save money, I don't have a job here anymore, there's nothing to do, all of the logic says leave city. I see moving vans every day, and it's not people moving in.
Yeah, somebody moved in down here. Moved in, I think.
Yeah,
but that meant somebody moved out.
It's all houses, though.
But that meant somebody sold it. Somebody left.
That's the luxury of an apartment, right? Is that you can just leave.
Yeah.
You don't have to, sell. Well, houses around here, right? Like each of these houses you got to sell for the $1 million or whatever. So I don't know. There's all of this furniture that's just being tossed.
Oh, I should keep my eyes open because I could use a few more.
What are you looking for?
Nothing. Maybe some stuff to hang on the wall.
If I find something, I'll take a picture of it.
But I don't need any. I don't think I need any furniture.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. I already have enough.
Maybe a mantle, a new mantle over the fireplace.
I mean, you use the fireplace.
What?
You ever use the fireplace?
I rarely use the fireplace. It is Los Angeles.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's just for the awards.
Oh, the awards. Yeah, you haven't even been nominated for anything, have you?
I was twice.
Really? For what?
But not. They were both. One was a children's television award, and one was like a mental health award. I didn't win either one.
So it was like a Nickelodeon, or was it a different?
No, one was on. One was a show on women's entertainment television, and one was an episode of Step by Step.
Oh, interesting.
Wow.
Oh, that's right, because Nickelodeon only did their own shows. Yeah. Well, I mean, I don't know. You should get back on it. What was the thing that I sent you this week? There was such
a good. Oh, right. Well, don't say it out loud because last time. Because I may go with this.
Oh, it was the Coca-Cola.
Yeah, the Coca-Cola thing.
Oh, that was great.
Yeah, especially those two together. I couldn't figure out. Well, now we're not giving the whole story away. But when you sent me the first one, which was the Pepsi-Cola story, it didn't have a beginning and end until you sent me the other one, and it became a competition. Yeah. And now I think there's a story there, and they both screwed up.
They both basically
there's a mess from both ends.
The 80s was
New Coke. I lived through New Coke.
Well, not only that, but there was OK Coke. Yeah. There was always OK Cola. Yeah. RC Cola. RC is a separate company. Yeah. It's also a separate company. What I'm trying to say is that between Pepsi and Coke, they had a rivalry going, but it was only based upon novelties. Yeah. And like strangeness, right? On some kind of promotional things. So they had all these weird, Crystal Pepsi.
There's hundreds of them.
Yeah.
I've been to the Coke Museum. Have you been there? There's an actual Coke Museum. It's so bizarre. It's in Atlanta. Okay. And it's a whole building.
What was this when you were at Atlanta a couple years ago?
No, I was there when I was visiting Atlanta, but not just last year when I was there. Right. And it's its own building, and I think we paid to get in. Mm-hmm. But there's all kind. There's like a ride, but not a real ride.
Is it run by Coca-Cola?
What?
Is it run by Coca-Cola?
It's run by Coca-Cola. It's a complete tribute to Coca-Cola.
Did you know that
they have interactive things? They have a thing where they show a movie and the seats shake, and then they have a movie of the story of Coca-Cola, and you would think it was like this with the same respect as you might give a biography of Martin Luther King, where it was the most important thing in the world. They went through World War II, and the president of Coca-Cola, every soldier be able to buy a Coca-Cola for 5 cents, that the price never goes up, as if you couldn't. It was still sugar water, and I like the taste of it, but you'd think that the world had not existed. And we rescued people off the Titanic, and Coca-Cola was there. And they have all kinds of displays and all the old bottles, which was actually interesting.
It sounds like
to
a
look at.
Simpsons episode.
And the most wonderful thing was you go into this room, and they give you a cup, or as many cups as you want, and there's every flavor of Coca-Cola from around the world.
Wow.
So what's a big...
I know there's some really weird ones.
There's some really weird ones. So what is... we have... There's probably 100 in the United States alone.
Right.
But then when you go to the Middle East, it's not necessarily sweet. There's one that tastes of tobacco flavor.
Whoa.
And there's like a watermelon Coke that's the most popular thing in Australia or something. And there's peach Coke and orange Coke. And every kind of weird flavor in different countries have their favorite. What's the top selling... The top selling soda made by Coke in Japan is not Coca-Cola. It's a different flavor.
One, yeah.
And some of them you would taste it and spit out. The tobacco flavored one, and I wish I was kidding, but I'm not, is just awful. It's like that cranberry stuff we had the other day. It tasted like cranberry juice cocktail that someone put a cigarette out in. That's what what was that stuff we drank? The legitimate product.
Yeah, it was Ocean Spray coffee.
Ocean Spray coffee, cran coffee.
Yeah.
Yeah, it tasted like someone had put a cigarette out in your cranberry juice. And that's the most popular soda in Egypt.
You know what happened is that it took me so long to drink my version of that it started to ferment. Yeah. So I'd open it up, and then I'd go,
wow.
And then I pour it in, and then it would have this kind of carbonation to it.
And you still drank it? It might have been bad.
I'm still alive.
Could have been much worse than
That's what I was thinking.
Couldn't have tasted any worse than it did.
I'm sure it's going to kill everything inside of here. No.
Maybe it cures COVID.
I was okay. Like, whatever. It's I'm alive. Fermentation is a natural process, and lots of good food is fermented, like cheese, and I think that we should, don't be scared of it.
Can't go bad because it's already bad.
Yeah. So the Coke Museum. So did you before I was gonna did you know there's a Dolly Parton Museum?
Yes, there's Dollywood.
Yeah, Dollywood, the theme park.
I would go there.
There's all these interesting theme parks.
They have built an entire museum around the largest ball of string.
Really?
Yeah. So, and you know what's odd is I would go in a second.
Oh yeah.
I would definitely go see that. There's all kinds of weird, places to go. Because that's what the excitement is there. We've never even been. We keep talking about going to the Peterson Auto Museum, which I've never been to.
Yeah, I've never been to Peterson.
I would love to go there. I would go there.
Yeah, that'd be fun.
Yeah.
I don't think museums are open right now.
No, I don't think they're open. I think we got to wait till the year 2525. But if man is still alive, but we can get our tickets now. Be first in line.
Yeah, post-apocalyptic.
You mean Abe Simpson?
Yeah, I think. Let's see. Is there anything else around here that I haven't been to? No, I did a bunch of things with my mother. A bunch of sort of museums that I had gone to.
Yeah, it's funny. I did almost every museum in New York I went to with my grandmother. My grandmother used to like it. She was very sweet and lovely, but it became, she had educational experiences that she would try to make fun, and took me and my brother to every museum over the years, every museum and every place. And the one place we didn't go to that I ended up going to with my own mother was the World Trade Center, the original World Trade Center. She had to do.
Did you ever go to the World's Fair one in Queens?
That was 1963.
I know, but there's a museum there.
Oh, is there a museum? I've been to the Globosphere and the Rusted Out thing in Flushing.
Yeah, there's a museum there that has a 2-scale model of New York.
Oh. Yeah. Oh yes, you took pictures of it.
Yeah, it's about as the size of a decent house, right?
And did they update it when a building?
Yeah, no, they do. Yeah, so it's about as big as this house.
Oh, I would love to go to.
And when I was there, they also were doing a special thing of the New York never built, and off to the side they had a bunch of structures of planned things that got canceled.
Yeah.
And then
most of them by Trump, he took the money and disappeared.
And then when you went to the model, they had these white buildings, which were basically like planned. Some of them, like a planned mega tower before the stock market crashed, right? Yeah. And then the finances fell through, and they weren't able to. It was supposed to be like greater than the Empire State Building or whatever. Or they're like planning to redo the airport in the '60s or whatever it is. And they had all of those things on it, so it's really fascinating to look at. So it had current New York, what New York the New York that it might have been. So it was a good sort of. I don't know if it's worth going to Queens for. Because nothing's worth going to Queens for. But it's right next to the. Baseball stadium.
Shea Stadium.
Yeah.
Now it's Citi Field. Mm-hmm. So I went to the World Trade Center. Mm-hmm. With my mother. She had to do something on some floor, and then we said, let's go up to the roof. So the only time I was on the roof of the World Trade Center was there. And the story of the World Trade Center is very interesting. If you didn't live in New York, you didn't grow up in New York, people hated this building. Yes. People hated it. You used to be able to look down Fifth Avenue through the Washington Square Arch. You could see the Statue of Liberty. And then they built this monstrosity, this 70s monstrosity that was outdated by the time it was built. Yes. In all of these beautifully designed buildings, suddenly at the end of the island, that all you could see is two aluminum towers, glass and aluminum towers. The most horrible thing. And there were years and years when one of the towers was completely empty and the other one was almost empty. And the state of New York rented some space there. And if you went there, it had created, at the base of it, it had created this wind tunnel so much that if you did not take the subway, if for some reason you were walking or you took a bus, if you did not take the subway into the building, you were in this incredible wind where stuff was blowing all over the place. Women hated it because their hair was just ruined and people's glasses would blow away. It was this incredible, unthought out, to get in the building wind tunnel. People hated being in the building. They hated seeing it. It blocked the view of the river. It was just horrible. No one liked it until September 11th, 2000. Mm-hmm. Well, I was... But I was trying to make a 7-year itch joke, but I couldn't think of one in time. The wind tunnel. Yeah. Well, it was worse than that. It was you couldn't. You'd have dirt in your eyes. You couldn't. Your papers would blow all over the place. It was no one had thought it out. I don't know what's going on there now. I haven't been to the new building, but. Mm-hmm. Well, that reminded me. There's actually a couple sort of attractions in downtown Los Angeles as well that I've never been to. There's that one. Have you seen that one? That transparent slide? No. So I think this is at the U.S. Bank building. Mm-hmm. I believe so. It might be the other one. But at the observation deck, they have a slide on the outside of the building that's transparent that you can see through. Yeah. And then for a small fee, like $4 or $5, you just slide down. Oh, I may have heard about it. Yeah. Is it scary? Did you do it? No, I haven't even been there yet. Let's put that on the list. Yeah, I'd go. I'd go. Sure. Yeah. Why not? Yeah. All of these things to do, like when things open back up. Which maybe never. Maybe just you and I. Time enough will last. Yeah. Yeah. Anyway. All right. I think we're going to kill the show. I think we're done here. Yeah, that's good enough. Do we have anyone playing along? I don't know. There's a few people that came in. How do I end this thing?